वै वेदांश्च प्रहिणोति तस्मै तं ह देवमात्मबुद्धिप्रकाशं मुमुक्षुर्वै शरणमहं प्रपद्ये। ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः। ॐ नमो ब्रह्मादिभ्यो ब्रह्मविद्या सम्प्रदायकर्तृभ्यो वंशऋषिभ्यो महद्भ्यो नमो गुरुभ्यः। सर्वोपप्लवरहितः प्रज्ञानघनः प्रत्यगर्थो ब्रह्मैवाहमस्मि ब्रह्मैवाहमस्मि। वेदान्तार्थविभासकाय गुरवे शान्ताय सन्न्यासिने नानावादी नगेन्द्रसङ्घपवये योगीन्द्रवन्द्याय च मोहध्वान्तदिवाकराय भगवत्पादाभिधां बिभ्रते तस्मै भाष्यकृते नमोऽस्तु सततं पूर्णाय बोधात्मने। योगेन चित्तस्य पदेन वाचां मलं शरीरस्य च वैद्यकेन योपाकरोत्तं प्रवरं मुनीनां पतञ्जलिं प्राञ्जलिरानतोऽस्मि। आबाहो पुरुषाकारं शङ्खचक्रासिधारिणं सहस्रशिरसं श्वेतं प्रणमामि पतञ्जलिम्। ॐ So it's nice. There are still, it's an encouraging figure. Yeah. That's what I just said. The whole of city seems to be having gas problem.
I was there 45 minutes today, waiting.
So a lot of work for the gastroenterologists. Today being the last day, and also, which means there has to be a conclusive understanding of the discussion that we have held for all these days, so that there is a substantial knowledge, some substance which you can carry back home, something which can continue to guide you, something with which, something which can become as an alambanam, as a support for your movement, a direction, a landmark. And we have to discuss few things just within an hour. Before I can go into the discussion on what is Ishvara Pranidhana, I want you to understand one more concept. And the concept is the bhumikas of the mind. Bhumika, bhumi means the platform, the ground. Because that is where you will launch yourself from. That is called as bhumi. You have to be standing firm, well established on the ground. The ground is going to determine where you are going to go next, how far you can go. That's why even in the Vastu Shastra, in the modern Vastu Shastra as well as the ancient Vastu Shastra, we find that people have discussed a lot about the quality of soil, the quality of ground where you are going to live. More important is the quality of ground, the quality of mind in which you are residing 24 hours. Therefore, these are called as bhumikas. And there are 5 in number. The first bhumika is called as the Mudha bhumika, where the person or his cognitive faculties are extremely blunt, Mudha, as if in stupor. He does not register much, nor are his responses sharp and quick and appropriate. They spoke about rhinoceros, that I don't remember the variety of that animal, but they said the body was so huge that if you were going to cut its tail, a part of the tail, or step on its tail, the neurons would take the message so late that it would be almost an hour afterwards that he will know that someone has stepped on my tail. It was that late. The response is late. Cognitive processes are late. Dull-witted, we say. That is Mudha bhumika. The second bhumika is Kshipta bhumika. Kshipta means scattered, thrown in various directions. You will also observe that our mind in a minute is thrown into several thousand objects. This bhumika is the Kshipta bhumika. Have you ever observed a schizophrenic, that the person will talk, but the first statement and the second statement does not have any coherence? There is no coherence. Kshipta. When I was living as a brahmachari there in Rishikesh, in another place, and I used to serve these old Mahatmas. So there were these 2 of them, and both of them were deaf. They were hard of hearing, couldn't hear, listen. But both of them were such fast friends, and they would keep on doing the discussions for hours together. In one such occasion, because it was winter time and I was just applying some oil or something to them, very old people, and they were talking. One of them said, "Garmi aa gayi." And the second one said, "Ha ha, वो उषा आई थी। अच्छा, इस साल गर्मी जल्दी आ गई। हाँ हाँ। And now their discussion will continue. It has got nothing to do with each other what they are saying. Incoherent. Kshipta bhumika. The third one is vikshipta bhumika. In the vikshipta bhumika, though the mind is disturbed, scattered, yet you will find that there are glimpses. There are rare but occasional glimpses where the mind becomes collected and calm. Sometimes you enjoy that. You are at peace with yourself. You are not fighting with yourself. A rarity, but it does happen that you are not in confusion, in conflict, arguing with yourself. That is vikshipta bhumika. The fourth bhumika is called as the ekagra bhumika. Ekagra bhumika means where the calmness of the mind, the collectedness of the mind is not an occasional offshoot, but it is a character of that mind. It is the character of that mind that it remains collected. There may be rare occasions when the mind becomes disturbed, but most of the time it is collected and calm. This bhumika is ekagra bhumika, and from this bhumika, the fifth bhumika is called as the niruddha bhumika, in which the mind is ready to resolve to let go of all the thought patterns. Every thought pattern it is allowed, can go away. This is the niruddha bhumika. So we have to understand that there is a need to rise from the kshipta to vikshipta, and from vikshipta to the ekagra bhumika. When you come to the ekagra bhumika, sage Vyasa in the earlier commentary has said that this is where your journey really begins from. Till the point that you are fiddling with the vikshipta mind, living on the bhumika which is vikshipta, you are just an ordinary person. There is nothing wonderful about you. You could be very powerful, you could be rich, you could be educated, you could be well positioned, but Sage Vyasa says that all these things don't carry any meaning to us. What carries meaning is that how is the mind of this person? How is he? This is what happened when King Rahugana meets the Avdhuta Jadabharat. He sees Jadabharat and he says, "Who are you?" There is, you seem to be a person who is, if we go by the clothes that you are wearing, we may say that you are a beggar or something. But by looking at your face, there is something very different. Your face has got a rare beauty and calm and peace and joy, which even kings like us also don't enjoy. Who are you? That is where the dialogue begins. The Ekagra Bhumika is where you have to arrive. Don't allow yourself to sit over there and justify why you are disturbed. Never ever say that you getting disturbed is okay. Why should it be okay? If it was okay, then why would you struggle to get out of it? So please understand that it is something that you need to resolve.